name is Steven, and this is a demo of a e-commerce backend program that I wrote in JavaScript. So first, I'm just going to show you the dependencies we're using. We're using .env, Express, MySQL2, and Sequelize, which I already have installed. We have our config file for the connection, which pulls from the .env the database name, the username, and the password for the database. Then we have a schema file, which we're going to use in a second to create our database. Next we have our models, which we're going to have in the e-commerce. So we're going to have a category, products, and tags. And we're connecting them all. Here we have all our node modules. And in the routes, we have the API routes for each of them, for the category, for the products, and for the tags. Then we have a response if we get a wrong route, where it displays that. And lastly, we have our server. So let's go ahead and actually create our database. For this, I'm using MySQL workbench. We can see we've created the e-commerce DB. Next, we're going to run our seeds. Which are in the seeds folder. So now if we refresh in Workbench, we should have our tables now, the categories, and some loaded data in there. And then now we're going to run our program. So we can see our server's running now. And I'm going to be using Insomnia to check this, to interact with the database. So first we're going to do a GET request for our products. We can see we get all of our products listed. And I can search for a certain product, individual one. And if there's not such one, we get a message, there's no product with this ID. Next, if we try looking at our tags, we see all our tags. I'm going to find a certain tag, send a request for that. And then lastly, we have categories. And if I want to find a certain category, send. And again, if there's no such category, we get an error message. There is no category with this ID. So next, we're going to try posting to categories. And again, writing it in JSON. Classical music, we send. We get the 200 status OK. So let's try polling now. And if we go to the bottom, we should have classical music. If we search for ID 6, we have our newly created one. And if we want to put a put request, we can actually update it to classical guitar music. So now if we get it, that request again. Classical guitar music. Same, we can also delete this request. So if we get it now, there is no classical guitar music at the bottom. Next, let's go to products. Try posting a new one, which, let's see. I'm just going to copy this to be easier. Except I'm going to have to add the quotation mark. Post that, see OK. If we try getting the request, very bottom we should see we have soccer as ID 6. We have with the corresponding tag IDs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Your play request, again, European soccer. You can see it's been updated. And lastly, delete it. There we go. Well, this is a demo of the e-commerce backend file, structure, interacting with database. Thank you for watching.